Hello and welcome to US Report World News, and my name is Bahram Ghaffar. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev on Tuesday received a Turkish delegation led by Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu. The parties discussed the implementation of the agreements reached during the first meeting of the Council of Strategic Cooperation in Ankara. Besides, they highlight the preparatory works for the next summit in Uzbekistan. President Mirziyoyev and Turkish Foreign Minister noted the importance of expanding bilateral cooperation in trade and economy, particularly in the implementation of new investment projects by Turkish companies. The Uzbek President and Turkish Foreign Minister also held talks on international policy and regional partnership.
Foreign ministers of Uzbekistan and Turkey have agreed to boost trade to $5 billion as officials met in Tashkent on March 9. On the same day, they signed a memorandum of understanding to improve bilateral relations and cooperation. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu said that despite the pandemic, the trade hasn't decreased but soared to $2.3 billion. He reiterated that the parties aim to finalize the preferential trade agreement and start the negotiations for the free trade agreement. He said, "We have great potential to improve our economic relations and will make that happen." Also speaking, Uzbek Foreign Minister Abdulaziz Kamilov said the purpose of the agreement is to take the Uzbek-Turkish strategic partnership to a new level. The Turkish Foreign Minister noted that his country is among the top 5 trade partners of Uzbekistan with the most investments.
Uzbekistan's autonomous Karakalpak Republic in coming years is expected to see over 700 investment projects worth nearly $900 million. The press service of President Shavkat Mirziyoyev said on Tuesday. Hundreds of projects amounting to $436 million were implemented in the Republic last year alone.
New projects are to be carried out in the field of industry, the service sector and agriculture. Production capacities worth $222 million will be organized. New facilities will substitute $100 million worth. Imports and exports are said to amount $41 million. More than 22,000 new jobs are expected to be created, the press office said. It added that the subsoil of Karakalpakstan is rich in minerals. Some 150 projects are planned for their extraction and processing. Annual targets of $95 million in goods and $3 million in exports have been set for these projects. Karakalpakstan also aims to establish 40 textile and 16 pharmaceutical enterprises. A $30 million project for processing Artemia cysts is set to produce substances that are used in medicine, pharmaceuticals, cosmetology, agriculture, and many other areas. Its export capacity will amount to $30 million if all goes to plan.
Turkish power company Aksa Energy is expanding the scope of its natural gas combined cycle power investments by building 2 more plants in Uzbekistan's Tashkent and Bukhara regions. According to the decree inked by President Shavkat Mirziyoyev on March 4th, the investor and the project companies have agreed to channel foreign direct investment in the amount of $450 million for each project with assumption of possible risks.
In the Tashkent region, Aksa plans to build a combined cycle power plant with a capacity of 240 megawatt and a gas piston power plant with a capacity of 230 megawatt. The capacity of a gas piston power plant in Bukhara is said to comprise 270. The sale of the energy generated at the Bukhara power plant is to be based on a guaranteed capacity payment for a duration of 25 years.
Uzbekistan is intending to purchase over 1 million doses of China-developed recombinant protein vaccine. The mass vaccination will begin after delivery, presumably in mid-March, told Ibrahim Abdurrahmanov, Minister of Innovative Development, in his interview with Xinhua correspondent. The minister noted the vaccine proved to be safe and effective. The final stage trial in Uzbekistan started in December 2020. The latest data shows that over 7,000 volunteers have partaken in the study. The minister stated that most of them have not shown any negative side effects. Only a few citizens previously diagnosed with allergy and fever were brought under control and felt better in 3 or 4 days. The first COVID-19 vaccine was registered in Uzbekistan on March 1st. Navai International Airport made it to the list of the best airports of the CIS countries for the 8th consecutive year, according to Best Airport 2020 competition results announced by Airport International Association. As stated by Uzbekistan's airports press release, the judges have noted the airport staff's efforts to achieve satisfactory financial results, as well as provide passengers with quality services during the pandemic. The winners of the competition received the certificate of honor and trophy.
Navai International Airport was opened in 1962 and gained the status of Uzbekistan's international airport in 1992 when Uzbekistan Airways was established. In 2007, the airport began capacity enhancement and airfield improvement projects, implementing complete renovation of runway and taxiways, installation of the modern lighting system, and construction of a new air control tower and other facilities. Established in 1990, the NGO Airport coordinates the activity of its members, expands the business opportunities, represents and protects their interests.
The Uzbek capital city Tashkent held a press conference to discuss a new historical Uzbek-Turkish joint TV series, Mendirman Jaloluddin, on the life of legendary commander. The event attracted main cast members as well as film director Mehmet Bozdağ, who has previously produced many TV series on famous Turkish figures, including Sufi and poet Yunus Emre, the founder of Ottoman Empire Osman I, and his father Ertuğrul Gazi.
I have always been interested in exploring the historical figures of your country. After reading the fiction Treasures of Ulugh written by Uzbek author Adil Yakubov, I felt like the events depicted in his works have to be made into films. I was really happy to get invited to play that role. Of course, Jalaluddin Khwarizm Shah for us Turks is a very remarkable person. I plunged into history and studied the event taking place in the 12th century, and this is how I fell in love with Uzbekistan, Khwarizm and Khiva.
Ramping up its search for the person who planted pipe bombs in Washington, D.C., the FBI on Tuesday publicly released a video showing a suspect who, a day before the deadly assault on the Capitol, placed explosive devices near the Democratic and Republican committee headquarters. The FBI is calling on the public to watch the video and submit any tips that may lead to that person's arrest. It shows the bombs, which were later defused by authorities, being placed between the hours of 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. on January 5th. The next day, supporters of then-President Donald Trump stormed the Capitol in a failed attempt to block Congress from certifying Joe Biden's win. More than 300 people have been charged in connection to the riots, but the FBI has not been able to identify the suspect who planted the explosives. The agency previously released photos of the suspect seen wearing a mask, a gray hoodie, and black and light gray Nike Air Max Speed shoes. The U.S. Capitol Police said the devices could have caused great harm, and the FBI wants anyone who recognizes anything familiar about the suspect, be it their clothes, their gait, body language, or mannerisms, to speak up.
At least 39 migrants died on Tuesday when two boats sank off Tunisia's coast. Defense officials said they were crossing the Mediterranean Sea toward the Italian island of Lampedusa. The Coast Guard rescued 165 others, and the search for survivors continues near the Tunisian port city of Sfax. All those who died on Tuesday were from sub-Sahara African nations, according to a ministry spokesman. The Tunisian coast has become a major departure point for people fleeing conflict and poverty at home, as they seek opportunities for a better life in Europe. In 2019, a boat traveling from Libya capsized off the Tunisian coast, killing about 90 migrants in one of the worst of such disasters. One human rights group said the number of migrants traveling from Tunisia to Italy soared fivefold just last year, attributing the rise to Tunisia's economic crisis.
Thank you so much.
U.S. President Joe Biden will meet virtually with the leaders of Japan, India, and Australia on Friday. A senior U.S. administration official told Reuters a key focus will be on financial agreements to support an increase in manufacturing coronavirus vaccines in India, as well as the aim to reduce manufacturing backlogs. They are also expected to discuss security in the Indo-Pacific, economic cooperation, and climate change. White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki said Tuesday the meeting of the Quad countries will highlight Biden's emphasis on bolstering U.S. alliances in the Indo-Pacific region.
The Quad has met regularly at the working and foreign minister level. However, Friday will be the first time that the Quad is meeting at the leader level. That President Biden has made this one of his earliest multilateral engagements speaks to the importance we place on close cooperation with our allies and partners in the Indo-Pacific.
The U.S. is looking to strengthen ties with key allies and partners as China adopts an increasingly assertive foreign policy in the Indo-Pacific around Taiwan and Chinese-occupied islands in the disputed South China Sea. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin are planning high-profile visits to allies Japan and South Korea later this month. A senior U.S. official told Reuters Friday's Quad meeting will last about 2 hours and lay the groundwork for an in-person meeting later in the year.
Britain's Queen Elizabeth on Tuesday issued a short response to the explosive interview her grandson Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle gave to Oprah Winfrey, in which they accused a royal family member of racism. In the statement, the Queen said, quote, "The whole family is saddened to learn the full extent of how challenging the last few years have been for Harry and Meghan. The issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. Harry, Meghan, and Archie will always be much loved family members."
Sir, can I ask, what did you think of the interview?
Her response came just hours after Harry's father, Prince Charles, declined to comment on the interview during a visit to a London health clinic. Meghan and Harry's tell-all with Oprah, watched by over 12 million viewers in Britain and more than 17 million in the U.S., has triggered the biggest crisis for the royal family since the death of Harry's mother Diana nearly 25 years ago. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson even did his best to tiptoe around the subject when asked to weigh in Monday.
I've spent a long time now not commenting on royal family matters, and I don't intend to depart from that today.
The brouhaha also appears to have cost at least one prominent British anchor his job, as ITV morning show host Piers Morgan quit Tuesday after Britain's media regulator launched a probe into comments he made Monday, in which he cast doubt on Meghan's claim that she had suicidal thoughts while pregnant with Archie. Meghan, whose mother is black and father is white, said Archie, who turns 2 in May, had been denied the title of prince because there were concerns within the royal family about, quote, how dark his skin might be when he's born. She declined to say who had voiced such concerns, as did Harry. Winfrey later told CBS that Harry had said it was not the 94-year-old Queen nor her 99-year-old husband Philip, who has been in the hospital for 3 weeks while the crisis unfolds. Meanwhile, a new photo of Harry and Meghan embracing Archie, his face hidden from view, was released Monday. The couple are expecting a second child, a girl, this summer.
These drinking straws made of reed are reusable, biodegradable, and their production is scalable.
Using reed straw, you can use it up to 40 times.
On the island of Saaremaa, Estonia, companies are busy harvesting fields of reed, one of the island's main natural resources. And women like Kirsti Portalpoja are taking the local and quickly renewable plants and turning it into plastic-free straws.
And it looks nice. Every straw is totally unique. It's like a snowflake.
Portalpoja is a marketing manager for Estonian straw producer Sutu. Her company is expecting to see growth in demand for reed straws after the European Union announced a ban on single-use plastic from July 2021. For Portalpoja, it's an opportunity to move the business from niche to mainstream.
This is our chance. So we will harvest more reed and we will produce more straws. And for this, we have this automatic line which will help us to produce more. This is projected to make straws in one shift, 3 million.
Sutu recently invested in an AI learning production line that scans reed to find the best parts to produce drinking straws. They're also working with scientists to develop a biocomposite material made of reed leftovers to produce plates, cups, and other single-use products. And Sutu isn't the only player in the field. Greta Reem is the CEO and co-founder of straw company Suko. She says she started her business because reed was blocking the sea view from her living room. Her company currently produces straws by hand, but she plans to switch to fully automated production in the coming months. Automating the process means that eco-friendly straws will be cheaper to make. Ream says they will cost around 7 cents each, which is about twice as much as their plastic counterparts.
We are doing the reusable straws from the lower part of the plant, the one which is usually grows underwater. So it's much more thicker, the thickness of the wall is much stronger, and you can put it in the dishwasher, you can use it at least 50 times. I've been using mine for 2 years now and they're still working, so they're really strong.
This data center may be in the middle of nowhere, Siberia to be exact, but it is right in the heart of the booming cryptocurrency phenomenon. Located 2,500 miles from Moscow, the vast data center run by Russia's BitRiver is capitalizing on cheap local hydroelectric power to reap the rewards of Bitcoin's heavy reliance on computing power and electricity to fuel the cryptocurrency's global rise. Bitcoin is earned or mined by using a computer to help process the uncrackable digital transaction record that underpin the digital currency, which requires an unspeakable amount of energy. That's where BitRiver comes in, says Ivan Kayap. He's the Deputy Director General of the company's cryptocurrency mining center.
Our installed capacity is 100 megawatts per hour. Around 70,000 units of equipment are installed here in this data center, which is the largest in the post-Soviet era. There is nobody larger than us here. We have contracts with over 80 clients from every region around the globe.
And BitRiver is planning to expand its capabilities to provide its services on the cheap to even more of the Bitcoin industry. Another 100 megawatt data center is already under construction. Bitcoin, the notoriously volatile cryptocurrency, is in the midst of a surge right now. The price has catapulted almost 300% since the start of November, topping $50,000 for the first time as it catches on with small investors and corporations like Tesla alike. But there's a downside to Bitcoin's popularity. It exacts a toll on the environment due to its large carbon footprint. In order to reduce that, BitRiver data centers are built in regions where there is surplus electricity and renewable energy sources nearby, operating 90% on green power. It's also leveraging the 8-month-long Siberian winters, which help keep data centers from overheating as the machines work feverishly to meet the demand for more Bitcoins.
Tech stocks bounced back fiercely Tuesday as the Nasdaq recouped Monday's deep losses. A retreat in U.S. bond yields fueled buying of battered tech titans like Tesla, Apple, and Amazon. The Nasdaq exited the correction territory it had entered Monday when it closed more than 10% below its peak. The Nasdaq gained 3.7% Tuesday. The S&P 500 added 1.4%. The Dow closed flat near the session's low. But O'Neill Global Advisors Chief Investment Officer Randy Watts says investors should refrain from buying tech stocks on the dips just now.
Normally when we have these kind of corrections, these things resolve themselves in weeks and months, not days. My sense of the market right now is we're actually not done with this correction.
Economically sensitive consumer cyclical stocks like Carnival and Chipotle led the rally. Investors got positive news on the outlook for the economy when the OECD doubled its growth estimate for the U.S. this year. Tesla shares snapped a 5-day losing streak with a powerful 20% jump, its largest one-day gain in nearly 8 years. Its sales in China rose sharply last month, and an analyst hiked its rating on the electric car maker. GameStop shares rose for the 5th day, up 27%. That's on top of Monday's 40% rise. Investors bet on the video game retailer's new e-commerce strategy and speculated that small investors would pour stimulus check funds into stocks.
So far, these were the latest news for today. Goodbye. Take care.